Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the stream. It's been a while. I haven't been here in a while. I appreciate everybody's patience with that. Figured I'd start out with an interesting scene here because of the render distance of Minecraft. It really gives you a kind of like great overview. You can kind of see really far into the park, but it's such a great view. One of the great things, and I don't know if we've gone over this before, is, and by the way, let me know in this in the chat. Well, that's, yeah, we got to fix that. Can we not do that anyway? Anyway, so one of the great things about this, if we haven't talked about it before, is because of the render distance, you can actually see the castle from the beginning of Main Street, which I think is awesome. The first time I saw that, I was like in tears. I just couldn't believe it. So yeah, that's one of the great things about the new version of Minecraft. It's also why we decided to go with 132 or 1132 as our main version. By the way, as I go up Main Street here, you're starting to notice there's a lot done. So Casey's has its interior. Pretty much all of Main Street got its interior. A lot more has been accomplished. What we're going to work on today, though, is the Pirates of the Caribbean. I want you guys to see me in the process of building that and kind of like how how intensive I go with building it. I have, let's see, how many videos here? A bunch of videos there. Um, all of these downloaded from YouTube, obviously, but they're HD ones. There's really good ones in here that have like night vision that give me the ability to see the ride in the dark. So we're going to go through those, use those to build the ride today. I will try to answer your questions. Let's see here. As a matter of fact, let's check and make sure the chat is running. Oh, cool. So higher on the volume, huh? Let me go ahead and check that out. All right, that should be a little bit better, right? So just let me know in the chat if it's still too quiet for you. All right, so moving on, let's head on over to the Pirates of the Caribbean, and we're just gonna compass over. Whoop, 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 whoop. Still got to build this over walkway here. So, Pirates of the Caribbean. A couple things are going to change here. Number one is that tower. It's just horrible and it needs to be fixed. It needs work. But a couple of the exterior things that we're missing already still is the signage. So the Fast Pass and Standby, they need to go on these here. Out here on the pole, there's a sign that says this is a water ride, and so on. But let's take a walk on inside here and take a look at the queue. Actually, I've got to fix my chat for a moment here because I want to heal myself. Actually, if there's a player listening, well, here, yeah, let me just go ahead and do it myself, because one of the cast could do it. But let's do heal there, because I was basically in night vision mode. It makes it a lot easier for me to build. We're going to do that again here in a moment. When we go back into when we actually start to build, I'm going to show you that command. And there we go. So now we got the, because before it was light in there and you wouldn't get the same effect. But I want to give you guys kind of the feeling of what I'm doing here. So anyway, this is the queue to get into Pirates. Of course, many people have walked all the way around this way. But we're going to take the main queue, the standby queue, not the Fast Pass right now. We'll take that momentarily. But I wanted to give you guys an idea of what the lighting is like in here. So I'm trying to light this as perfectly as possible to give it that moody feel that it really has in real life. And one of the ways I'm doing that is hiding the lighting everywhere. If you notice, these are lanterns that are in there in the real ride in real life, but those are heads, so they don't emit light. So I have to find new and interesting ways to emit light. There's a little trick right there. See the see the barrier block that's holding up a carpet? That's where the light is technically coming from, but it gives a great effect. And throughout, there are different ways that I did it. I think up here, yeah, I hid this under carpet because that's all carpet there. But gives you an idea that, how far I'm going with this. I really want the lighting to be not, I want it to be right, but I don't want it to be noticeable. I don't want it to be Minecraftian, if you will. So we're going into the queue. All of this should look familiar to those of you that have been on the ride. And of course I am keeping the same heights inside of the ride, so you're walking upwards towards the queue or the entrance of the ride. The wine barrel room. Actually, a lot of people argue that this is either a wine barrel or a gunpowder barrel. I'm going to go with probably gunpowder because on the wall in each of these racks is all the guns and weapons. So, and then this is the point where it's a merge point for either the fast pass or the regular queue. I've kept all that open. I'm still going to do a little work over here. This is not quite right yet. Of course, the thing down here so that you can see I'm getting all the little details down there. I even found out like that the ground over there was that darker color, so I put the darker blocks down there. And another thing that I always missed when I built this ride was this room here. I would basically do that little fountain, and then that was it. I didn't realize, and I never paid attention, I guess, in real life. I kind of, every time any of us passed this corner here in real life, we just kind of like, oh, done, you know. But there's a whole setting up here. There's a whole set of things, you know. There's a doorway and everything else. So pay attention to that next time you go on the ride. And again, we're going up, up into the queue. This was fun. So there are 6 queue lines to get into the ride. But if I put all of these, I'll even put a block next to it to ruin it. That's what the fences should normally look like. And the great thing with the debug stick is I can do this and go through and get rid of the lines there. So I have my full 6 entrances to the ride, or full 6 queues into the to where you get into the boat. So you can look around, see I've got some really great detail going. Again, the lighting is very specific to the real ride itself. So let's go back. We're going to go, just because I want you guys to see the Fast Pass queue as well. So we're going to walk back through the queue. I don't know. I'm really proud of this. So the other day, about 2-3 days ago, we brought on a new cast member who had been with us previously when we were MC Magic. And their comment to me was, oh, you're building pirates? Let me see this then. And when they got here, they're like, oh, this is actually not bad. And admitted to me that apparently my old building style was not to everyone's liking. Apparently I've improved over the years, so I was really happy to hear about that. Anyway, so this is the Fast Pass queue. I miss this because I used to walk through this one all the time. I don't know. I like this one because it has, if you go over here, the 2 skeletons, and I haven't put them in there yet, down there playing on that chessboard. I have to, basically I've got to, populate this with all the different people or whatever, but for now it's there. At least it's there and it's ready to go. Oh, hi, whoever. I guess that's, oh, it's okay. So we've got, all of our pass holders are on here checking it out as well. And because there's no barriers, you guys can walk the ride. We're going to do that ourselves here in a minute. But anyway, so this is the Fast Pass queue, and you come back up and around, and, just like before, you can see through. This is one of my favorite windows here because it leads to the other side in real life, and you can always, like, spook people out on the other side, be like, ah! It's awesome. And then, of course, this is, all these little passageways that people forget about. And then this. So I had to put these air vents here because when you walk through this room, if it's ever a hot day, you stand right. This is my favorite vent. I know it's silly. I put it in here, but this vent blows the coldest air. It's so, I just stand here for I let people pass me by and get to the queue. So again, and if you're looking around, notice you can't see where the lighting is. So on here, it almost looks like it's coming from the heads, and I did that on purpose. Anyway, same thing over here. We've got 6 lanes into the queue, and something a lot of people also don't notice or take advantage of is the ship scene that's over here. So I've got that in there. A little bit of a corner there only because of the angle of that room. But I do have that scene in there. So when you're, let's see, let's go ahead and, do that, and we'll lower ourselves a little bit. Oh, I'm hearing birds. You'll see why in a minute. So when you're going down the ride, before you go, first of all, there's the cast member would be up there in the control room looking over. And a lot of people don't notice, but that is actually a skull in the formation of the rock right there. I actually had one of my cast members to doubt me on that, and we had to show them in one of the videos you'll see here soon. But as you're going by, of course, you notice that that ship scene that's over there. So let's go through. And again, all the lighting is as close as I can approximate to real life. There is still some work to do here, and I'm still going to be tweaking this. So this is very new. You guys are seeing it firsthand. Uh-oh. Hold on, I think I switched in. Sorry about that. I think I'm actually switching on OBS, and I have to fix that. All right. Could you guys in chat let me know how much of that you just missed? I'm going to start back over here for a minute. Yeah, I apologize. How much of that did you guys miss on the stream? Yes, maybe, no. Oh, yeah, of course I've got a delay as well. Boy, oh boy, I've got quite the crowd around me. I just want to make sure that nobody missed any of that intro going through the new cues, both of which. So if you guys just let me know in chat. For those of you trying to message me on Discord, no, I have those turned off. I'm not messing with that because you never know what might be seen there. And... Okay, perfect. All right. I'm gonna... Let's see. There we go. Let's try to do this again then. Wow, so everybody's really interested. Shouldn't you guys be building somewhere? LOL. I kid. These guys have been so great this week. They've gotten so much accomplished. I'm so proud of our cast. Okay, so only 2 or 3 seconds. Good. Can you not fly in front of me while I'm trying to show off the ride? Hey, you don't belong in the water. Silly. All right, so we're moving through. This is the waterfall, where you see the illusion of different pirates. And then we get through that. Can we... Thank you. Now, here's another one, by the way. So when you come through that, a lot of people don't notice this rock formation here is also a skull. So you've got the teeth down here. There's the nose, the 2 eyes. But when you're up next to it, let me show you. Just like... That's what it looks like when you're up next to it, even in real life. So it's all separated. But when you're over here, it's a great illusion of a skull right there. It's hard for some people to see, but I've done my best, rather, to kind of like emulate that. I'm still going to tweak that too, because I think the teeth actually go forward a little bit more. So we're moving over here to the first scene. And one of the things that I have to replace is that crab, because I want to make an actual 3D model or something to put there so he moves around. And the great thing about having parrots is now we can have the hat on, or the bird on the head of the pirate that goes right there. Which again, we're going to tweak all this. It's not going to be just an armor stand like you're seeing there. This is just kind of holding a placeholder for now. And then we'll have the skeletons for those two as well. And then as we go around, we've got the lightning scene here. And then, of course, where your picture is taken there. And then we fall down this way, which is very dark. So... Then we come to the ship scene. Now, I've had to rebuild this stupid ship no less than 3 times, and I've already torn it down again because I'm really trying to get this scene perfect. So you can see the skyline is back there. That's all right. The ship is the right size now. And of course, we've got all the cannons here coming out of the fort. And then, of course, the stuff off in the distance. And again, these are all things that you would see in real life, like, you know, these 2 little fake buildings that are off in the distance there. And then we come around the corner here, and this is where we see the dunking scene with the mayor. This would be the well right here. So all of this is based on real life. I didn't even notice this in real life when even when I've been through the ride, that there's a door back here. It's kind of covered by these here, which are just fishing items. But there's actually a big giant door here that comes out with a little road. Anyway, so I want to show you guys the last of what I've done here. Of course, more of the fort. And then, of course, this was originally the auction scene, which is now the redhead is in charge scene, sort of. But yeah, so this is as much as I've accomplished so far. And the reason being, it's taken me like days to get this done. I'm trying to be very specific, and I want to get all the details right. So this is where you get to see it in light. So we want to do, actually we need to bring back our chat. Hopefully we're still in the game here. Hopefully I didn't switch off the stream. I'm gonna have to change my shortcut keys. Alright, so chat settings, let's go ahead and show it. And we want to do effect, give to me. I want to give myself night vision. I'm going to give it to myself for a very long time. Full. And then true, what that means is it takes away, there's particles that would happen if I didn't hit true. So boom, now I can see in the dark without any light needed. And you can see here how I lay out everything. So it's important to me to get it one-to-one. And in order to do that, I laid out a grid. And as I build, I destroy the grid. So over time, the grid gets, you know, basically taken away. But you can see it here, and you can see the water drip in there because I haven't put water over here yet. But that's how I get everything as one-to-one as possible. And let me see if I can find it. By the way, here's all the videos that I have to work with right here. But let's go back one. And I want to see, I think actually it's going to be in blueprints, isn't it? Yeah. So pictures and videos. I have all the blueprints. Over 126 blueprints for the Magic Kingdom alone. Actually, there's a couple in here that are like Epcot, but they got to be moved. So we want to do Pirates of the Caribbean. And let's say we want to do the show building, which is this one. So this is a blueprint of that room. And as you see, the grid pattern that's on here even has the dimensions for me. So I've got 26 feet 3 inches right there, and then 20 feet even over here for each of these individual blocks. And those match up with these. So I think it was 7 or 8 that would be the 20, these ones across, and then 5 or 6 that go across this way. Actually, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 6. And laid it out exactly like you see right there, so that when I'm putting the buildings down, let's even zoom in a little bit. When I'm putting the buildings down, I'm basing the blocks exactly on each of these squares here, as close as possible to that I can do it. So that's, yeah, it's been pretty intensive how specific I want to build this. What that does too, though, is, and a lot of people will say, well, it's too small. Technically, this is one-to-one. And so even though this feels skinny to go through right here, in real life, if you were going through this portion of the ride anyway, first your attention's going to be over here. This is where Jack Sparrow's standing, and then you've got the dunking going on there and so on. So your attention's going to be over here. You're not realizing you're really close to this wall here, and there's a reason for that. Let me actually see if I can find that video really quick. Let's just go back to we want to go to pictures and videos, Magic Kingdom, and then Pirates. I have like gigs and gigs worth of stuff. And then we go back to video, and I think one of these will show you why I'm pointing this out. One of these videos here, it was like, no, let me go by date modify, there we go. It's going to be one of these more recent ones here. There it is, evacuation. So, let's open that up and check it out. So these girls basically went on Pirates and got stuck on it. As you can see, the lights are on, which is very unusual. I love this video. I love it, love it, love it. Anyway, so when they're pulled off the ride, see, that's the tower we're standing at. That's the doorway we're at right now. Notice how close the boat is to that right there, that people can get off and walk into this exit. So let's go back to the game. That exit right there. Yes, thank you. Stream preview. I don't know why we're doing that. What are they trying to say? Oh, the stream is off. Ah. So sorry, guys. The stream is off, apparently. I'm going to go ahead and switch that right now. So yeah, deal with this screen for a minute, because I've got to I've got to turn off my hotkeys. So let's clear those out of here. I was hoping to use hotkeys to switch back and forth between scenes, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and clear that. Okay, that. And go back. Okay, so why don't you guys tell me in chat where the last point we were was? Let me see. Okay, so a good 2 minutes this time. So let's just go back to starting again. So basically, we probably were about here, and we were talking about how I'm lining everything up, and I'm not sure why everybody's got to be in here with me. Anyway, so we were talking about how I lined all this up, which is based on this right here, which gives me exactly the dimensions of everything. So I've got 26 feet 3 inches there for each of these blocks here for this building, and then 20 feet each for this building. And then I laid down this grid and then based everything I'm building 1-to-1 off of that grid. And what I was saying before the stream decided to go away again was that this, you'll think that this looks a little bit skinny. Let me get a drink here. But actually it isn't. And the reason for that is, so for instance, as I was saying earlier, and it got cut off, when you're riding by this portion of the ride, you're watching the mayor get dunked here. You're watching Jack Sparrow stand here and kind of like duck back and forth between the barrels and the women's outfits. Your attention's over here, so you're not noticing how close you are to this walkway right here. And this walkway right here goes to an emergency exit, which goes right here. The reason I know this is a video that I found a while back. So these girls went on the ride and all the lights got turned on. And let's see if we can get that to stop being paused or whatever. Of course it's going to mess up. Let me just try to maneuver that. All right, so let's quit that. Where did that go? Wow, so that's going to mess up on me big time. Go ahead and try that. And we'll do this. All right, I'm trying to pause. I'm trying to mute this. Good Lord, those ladies are loud. So anyway, they're on the ride, and of course all the lights are on, which is really helpful for me for building, as you can see here. Oh wow, I just noticed that. Look how high the water goes there with the... Let's just do that again. The water, when it comes up when it's shooting the cannons, watch right here. Holy cow, I never realized how high that went. That's pretty high. Anyway, so you can see there that the guests are being escorted off the boat into this emergency exit because they're evacuating the ride. So, and we go back over here, this is that exit right there. And so your boat is actually right up against here. So anybody that's going to complain and say, oh, this is too skinny, it's not 1-to-1, it actually is. And I can prove that again. Look here. So, I mean, we're basically in that one. We'll say that we're in one of these blocks here. Actually, we'll say this one. If we go up, so see, we're in that block. So we're in the sides, 1, 2, and then we would be within that area there. So again, I'm very specific about how I'm doing this. It is 1-to-1, and anybody that wants to argue it is just silly because it really truly is 1-to-1. So yeah, so you would be up against here. Your focus would be over here. You wouldn't notice. So next time you're on the ride, look how close you are over here to the exit. And actually I did, let me go ahead and grab that. I actually did build the backstage and it will go out to an exit here. So I'm being very, very, very specific about how I build this. What I would say now is let's see if we have any questions up to this point about what we're doing here. Let me check on the chat here. Now, I want to ask too, did all of you see how I got my night vision when I went from dark to light? Let me know that in the chat as well, because I'd like you guys to know how to do that in your game as well. It's really helpful when you're in a dark area like this. Like, let me go ahead and heal again. So like it's just so much more helpful to have that when you're building in dark rides, especially like this one. And it's been helpful too because I can switch back and forth when I'm trying to do the lighting like that. So that lighting is as close to approximation of real life as possible. There really is a lamp that's lit up there, so I'm probably going to leave that there, or maybe I don't know, I might bury that one down, put it down under this block here, and then put a lantern there. I don't know yet. So just waiting on chat to see if we have any questions. And I'm glad that Rainbow Loomer, I'm glad that I answered that question for you while I was on the stream. Apparently you got to see that. So yes, the real emergency exits. There's another one, by the way, and a lot of people don't notice it because, again, so when you come down the waterfall and you exit out of this, your attention is straight ahead and to the right because you've got the ship right here, which is not very lit up right now. It should be normally, but it isn't. And then, of course, you've got the fort here that's fighting the pirates on the ship. Well, you don't notice, but right behind you, ta-da, there's actually a stairwell that goes up to an emergency exit right there, and you can actually get off right here. Like, your boat will come really close to here, and you can take these stairs and go out that exit. So yes, all of the emergency exits, I'm building everything. That's how one-to-one I want this. All the backstage is correct. We're going to head back up, by the way, to the other part of the ride here, back to the queue again. And by the way, here's all my cheated lighting. Where are we at here? There we are. So, again, like the backstage stuff. So there's a doorway right here that goes backstage, and there is a room back here. There's all kinds of stuff. So this is also where the boats would travel to go back into the queue right here, which is right here. So you come, when the boats come out of that tunnel area right there, all that's going to be built. Every single thing is going to be built. All right, so let me check and see. I'm going through the ride again. This is my fast version of going through the ride. All right. And see, these are the show buildings here. And we're back in here again. I'm going to heal. So let's check the chat. What do we got here? Yeah, Epcot's going to be incredible as well, Amids. Absolutely. Will you leave a pressure plate so we can go backstage to the exits? Rainbow Loomer, at this point, we're trying not to do that, but to show you something else, if that is a thing that happens, let's say you guys go out this exit right here, well, all of the backstage is built. And Zach Attack has done an incredible job of everything. Like, so we've got the road. This is the parade road where the parade goes out into the park. And all the roads back here, I'm going to go even further back. All the roads and the water features, everything is here. And I think there's a road. There it is. So even the road, so this is the road that goes all the way from the TTC around to the Contemporary, around the other side of Magic Kingdom there. This road is a complete loop. And it's the same road that's there in real life. So, yeah, if you do end up backstage, if you do end up somehow back there, you will see that everything is being built. I mean, I'm like, let's see, one of the other things I did recently was this bridge, which is when you're on the railroad, you usually don't see through there, but there's even that tunnel there. Like, this is behind Jungle Cruise. Now we're behind, that's Pirates there. This is Jungle Cruise right here. This is a cast road right here for maintenance and everybody up to drive up. And we drive all the way up here, and we're backstage behind. That's City Hall right there. So everything is being built. I mean, everything. You will not miss a thing if you end up backstage somehow, which many people will, I'm sure. They will all find ways. You will be able to get into, or you'll be able to see even what in real life exists back there. So, yeah, we're trying to do everything. I think Zach has had way too much fun, by the way, doing that. He's been very specific. We have tools that allow us to do one-to-one, and he's he's really enjoyed it. Let me just say that. Let me check again for some more questions. Artsy Sky, hello, said just joined the stream, but wow, this looks amazing. I'm so blown away by how incredibly realistic it is. Can't wait to see the finished product. Yeah, me too. I can't wait to ride my own ride. That's what I'm excited about. You probably already answered this, but why did you decide to start with POTC? I didn't start with POTC, Pirates of the Caribbean. This is just one of the rides. So there are two rides that everybody knows that I have to build. Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion. Everybody else is building, like I said today, they've done an incredible job over the past even few days alone. They're building Main Street and Tomorrowland and stuff like that. So right now, Buzz is being worked on. The Monsters Inc. laugh floor is being worked on. The Starlight Cafe is being worked on. They're being all being finished up. by other cast members while I do this alone. I don't necessarily have to do this alone, but I've chosen to because I'm very specific about how these rides are built, especially since they're how I remember them, and I've been riding them since 1971. So yeah, that's why. That's why I'm working on Pirates right now. Let's see what we got here. And then ZV is saying it looks like the park's come a long way, beyond excited to see the finished product. Any opening day yet? We have only stated that we would open this month in December. My goal right now, it should be that we open before Christmas. That's all I can say at this point. Also, because we've been noticing that every time we make an announcement about something we're going to do, another server magically has that same thing happening that week. So we figure we'll kind of have to surprise people a little bit, and if we give them exacts, then other people will copy. So we're doing our own thing, but we're really happy, by the way, because everything we're doing works so well that other people are copying it. I love that. That other people are, so excited about what we're doing, or see that we can do things in a certain way that they're bringing it to their servers now. But the thing about, opening, if I announce when we're going to open exactly, there's going to be at least 5 other servers that are like, hey, look at me, that same day, because they can't take losing anybody, I guess. I don't know. I'd love to work along with all of them, to be honest, but, we'll see what happens. Let's see. One moment. Good 2 minutes. All right. So out of all the parks found at Disney World, which park do you think will be the last to make, including water parks and even hotels if you want to? You got to figure there's around 30 resorts alone. That's going to take us a long time to build just the resorts. But the goal is to do the parks first, with as much as we can do with resorts around those. So, I didn't even think I still have my pen in my ear. What we're going to try to do is the same order that it is in real life. So, for instance, right now, if you go around the Seven Seas Lagoon, which we can go over here right now. Let me see if I can get over there really quickly. There we are. This is that's the wedding pavilion, and this is the area where the Grand Floridian Hotel would be. So you can see that, yeah, we've got areas built out, but so we're going to wait on that hotel, and this is one of the islands, by the way. So we're going to wait on that resort rather. Or TTC. Wait on that resort until after we've opened everything else. So it's in the same order. So for instance, that resort I think didn't open until after even Epcot opened. So we're going to have to do Epcot first, and then we can do Grand Floridian. There's a lot that, we've still got to do a lot. Anyway, one of the things I would like to do before then even, though, is the golf resort that's across the street over there. That would be nice to be able to do. Let's go back to Pirates. Hey, there we are. I actually did a warp. Did you notice that? I didn't do the just /POTC. So that, by the way, that kills me. There are actually people that are in a weird way upset that I'm taking warps away. I apologize that I'm trying to be new and exciting and whatever else. But it's worked out really well for our guests and for our cast. Having just let's say /castle, and boom, I'm at the castle. Not having to type that extra warp is nice, or type /C and I go to the creative server. Yeah, I'm content with what we're doing. And by the way, some little Jungle Cruise here. I'm content with what we're doing, and we're setting trends. And again, there are people that are copying what we're doing, so I'm excited about that. All right, let me see if there's another final question, because I'd like to get into building the actual ride now and show you guys how I do this. Will all the rides be featuring 3D models? Also, silly question. Will Magic Kingdom be the only park open at opening date? Which I'm completely happy with, just wondering. So the rides with 3D models, every single one of them. That's actually something we were working on this week. And if you notice, I think we put up a tweet recently with the People Mover car that was completed. Yeah, again, everything is going to be. The first one we're trying to get done is the monorail, because we want people to be able to ride from the TTC into the park. Oh, thank you, Minecraft, for that weird creepy noise all of a sudden. So yeah, we'll try to get the monorail done first, and then each ride, as it's completed, should have a 3D model, and then we'll open. And yes, when we open, it will be the Magic Kingdom, but you'll also have the Contemporary Resort, the TTC, to visit as well. So you'll open at the TTC. You'll be able to travel to either using the resort line or the express line to the Magic Kingdom on the monorail, and or you can take the boat. Now the boat doesn't travel yet. It still does the kind of like warpy thing where you just walk on the plate and it takes you to the park. We're looking into alternatives and we can do about that, because I would love nothing more than to take a ferry from the TTC all the way to the Magic Kingdom like when I was a kid. That was like the coolest thing for me the first time I went. October 9th or October 10th, 1971 for my birthday. I don't know why I said 9th. Oh, Just Platinum said, thanks for answering my question. I remember meeting you at Minecon. I have you and Virus's autograph still. That's awesome. And Artsy Sky says, I like the idea of not having warps. It makes life so much easier. And I agree. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give the guests something that makes it easier for them. You know, not everybody... why do we have to type the word warp? I'm not sure why that's such a contentious issue. Like, why people are so upset. And here's the funny thing. It isn't the guests that are upset, because the guests that have been on here are happy about it. It's people that don't even come on our server. Like, you're not even here. You don't know how it works. Anyway, so I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, so what I want to do is get into actually building the this scene here, which is the dunking scene with the mayor. And let's go back over here. So again, we have our diagram, and most everything's laid out here now. So I don't have the grids anymore, but I also have, as we've noticed before, and let's see, I want to try, I think it was this one, which has very dark, like a view that you can see it a little bit better. Oh my goodness. That was not loud enough, apparently. Yeah, idiot. Let's go ahead and turn that down. So, is this the one that had the very good... No, this one doesn't. There was a better one than that, as I recall. So some of these low light ones, they'll say they're low light, but it's just like a green light. And see, like this one calls it a low light. That is not a low light camera. Where's the really good one? I had a really good one. This one's not bad so far. And then we want to get to the dunking scene, so we need to get through all this. Now, see, this isn't it either. I mean, it's not bad though. So, what this gives us then is that scene there, which is this area right here. And that's where we're at now. And so one thing that's really bugging me is let me go back here. This building with the two spires doesn't show up here, or am I just looking at it wrong? Like, we've got 1, 2, 3 buildings. 1, 2, 3 buildings. But see how it doesn't have the split in between, even though there is a split right there? So that always bugged me. I'm not sure what's going on there in this one. Even if I go back to, let's go to the Imagineers Club folder, and then pictures and video, I think, and then we're going to go to Magic Kingdom. Actually, no, we wanted to go to blueprints, didn't we? Yes, we did. There it is. And then POTC, auction chase, dunking. There it is. So even here, it's just so weird to me that that doesn't show that as a double building, even though even the green sacks, like it says there, is right there. Anyway, so that's been bugging me because I'm trying to figure out how to build that the best way. Other things to notice here, so you've got, you know, there's that, and then I have a secondary blueprint which gives me kind of a colorized look here. And then, of course, the front facing of the buildings. That's where I found out about this walkway that I never knew about with the road that comes down. Then I have to base that all on video, which is right there. So let's go ahead a little bit because I want to load more of the physical scene itself. I'm telling you, there's another one that's so much brighter than this. I got to find it. So let's figure that out really quick. Let me see. I mean, lights turned on doesn't show that scene. It just shows it from reverse. Do. I want to say that one. Oh yeah, this is way better. Okay. So yeah, I have to sit there and fish through YouTube for like ever. It takes so long to find all these different videos. But look how light that is, and you can see everything. And like, actually, let's go over here, and you can see like even the door and that art thing that came. Let's go back a little bit. See how up in there, up here you've got this with the noose, and then you've got the door that goes in and the stairway that goes up to it. Again, I've tried to approximate everything as close as possible, get it exactly like it is. I don't know that I'm going to hang a noose there. We'll see. Just because it's kind of dark. Well, you know, it is part of the ride. I just don't know how I'm going to do that yet because, you know, you can't exactly hang ropes in Minecraft, or else this would look a lot better because this is, yeah. Actually, you'll see that here in a minute, I believe. If you, let me see. There it is. So right there's a bunch of nets and roping for fishing. And that's why, like I said, I never noticed there's a doorway over here. So the doorway that I put right there. Anyway, so yeah, lots of details that I wish I could put in. Lots of details, and we haven't yet. So I guess the first thing we want to do is I'm going to start on the building with the dunking going on here. And it looks to be kind of a grayish building, which is why I've kind of put down concrete already, but I don't, it's different too. So you've got this building with the concrete and then the darker gray, and I've kind of put that here. In the dark, this looks a lot better. So remember that if I heal, see what I mean? So like you can almost see the differentiation there. Let's go back. Whoops. And do the night vision. So, but with this building, it's not quite concrete in color. If you compare it to that, it's a little bit more off. I can even zoom in a little bit, like to look at the differences. Yeah, that doesn't help me at all. So I have to be very specific here. That's the bad thing about these blueprints, is they don't give me color basis for any of the buildings. As a matter of fact, I think, isn't there more of those? Well, of course, we've got all the different portions of the ride. So this is the chase scenes, and where the guy says, I've got the map right here from Jack, and everybody's going in circles here. The chickens are up here running around. But again, you don't get what the colors of everything are, unless, of course, we go back to here. Actually, we might be able to see it at that. Where is the one we saw a minute ago where, there it is, evacuation. So we want to go forward here a bit. You can see how gray all of that is. I wish I could, I don't have that texture yet. So we're dealing with it for now like this, but again, in the dark, it looks a lot better. In the light, it's bugging me because it should be all dark gray. But again, things are bound to change. Like I could create a block for our resource pack soon that would cover all of this, and I'll just be happy with it. That could change any day. We will see. So let's go. Yeah, it looks like we've got. So look how just kind of drab, boring every building really is. They're all essentially the same gray color. But it bugs me because I want to do something. I don't know. We'll try to build it the way that it is color-wise here. So we're just going to have to go back into the game. We'll go down to our concrete. We've got the light gray already, so we'll grab that here. We need some dark gray maybe. I don't know. Got almost everything I need. We don't need that. Let's see. Other grays. Cyan, that would be a good one. Actually, that's a really good one for... That might even be the one that I've been wanting to replace everything air with. Yeah. We'll consider that later. Alright, so this building once again. Let's go back one. And there we are again. Okay. So we also have to do those archways. This is where it gets tough. So we're going to just build up. There's supposed to be an archway, but there's a middle portion there. That is going to be tough. Ugh. Hate when that happens. So, can I do that? And then do that. Yeah, there we go. And then that way there's an archway with a middle portion. And then we can block this off in the back, because all this is just going to be a flat wall. Because behind this, if I'm not mistaken, right at this point, this is where the hair kitty guy is, right here. And then you go into the room here, which is the fire room. Alright, so let's get this back wall built up. Alright. So we've got an archway there, but the archway also is the different stones. So we're going to do that. Like that. Also remember, too, we've got to do elevations. So when I'm down here, you can see how much higher some of this is up here. So this is actually like the front, because look how high the doors are too. You got to remember that. This, for instance, over here, this is the doors up here, and there's stairs that come down this way. There's more stairs that go up the side of the building too that we got to do, which actually should be able to just quickly hammer those out right now. And then just leave that for now. I'm not happy with that, so let's try turning that. And then we need to do... maybe. We'll figure that out later, too. Hooray! Actually, that's not too bad. We've got to keep it at an angle, because it kind of goes up into an angle to that door. Anyway, so I need to build out also. When the building comes up over the arches... Go to, it kind of comes out, but how much higher? So one block, we'll say one block higher, so like that. Comes out and over, because we've got these, it's not a lot in real life, no, but right here, like see how it comes out a little bit, it juts out a little bit, and then we've got these, the wood under here, and then we want to do that with, actually, can we do that? Yeah, that looks all right. Something like that, maybe. Is it all the way? No, it's only on the front, so we don't need those. Let's see. I'm going to go to our fences. I'm going to go with dark oak. Actually, no, it's not quite dark oak. Let's go spruce. I want to do underneath, but there's more than that many of them. So there's 7 of them under there. There's no way I'm going to get 7 of them. Probably get 6. But again, this is where the debug stick is fun, because I can get rid of all the different, there we go. Let's see, there. So even though we don't have 7, we at least have 6 of those little underneath these right here. And then, don't be cheating, whatever she says. I can't remember what it is offhand. P is my pick up quickly key. Actually, we'll get rid of that for now. We might tweak that later. So her window is there. Do we want to double the window, though? No. Nope, we don't. And then she has shutters on her window. I'm going to go with these ones. No, I don't like that. But there's shutters on both. This one's closed. So this one's shuttered closed. So I'm going to go back here, actually. Depends on the angle you put these on, then you can do that. Alright, so that shutter's closed there. Hers I'll stay open. Maybe I'll figure out a triggering mechanism that'll open and close those just like hers do. I'm sure I will, but not right now. So we want to do the flower pots underneath of her window. And underneath of the other window as well. And those are red flowers, it's looking like, so we'll go with these here. Let's make sure, by the way. Yeah, they're all red. So we've got that. And then these archways are angled. So let's... Oops, there. So let's see, what would be the best one? Something that's darker. Probably this. Because again, remember, we're using the lighting and stuff very specifically in this ride. So even though it may not look correct right now in the light, that will look a lot better. And you know what? Let's actually. Do we want to get rid of that one? I don't know. It's almost like too many of them. It's not bad actually. Anyway, so the lighting is going to be very specific. So to give you an example, as I notice it right now. Let me see here. See how orange it is in here, obviously. But there's lighting in there. And it looks like it's coming from here, but it isn't. There's an uplight somewhere that's pointing upwards because you can see the shadow in the wall here. Another shadow from this coming off that wall. So there is an uplight down here somewhere shining up there. Thing is, you can't have directional light in Minecraft, so what we'll end up doing probably is... Oops. This. Or actually maybe up higher one, because it'll probably be seen. So what we're going to do is, you know, we start to look at how the lighting looks. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now granted, we can't do the orange, but there's ways of getting around that. So let's see here. Let's look at our blocks. Maybe we use... I don't know. This is a test right now. I haven't done... One of the problems with doing what I'm doing here is that it affects scenes on this side, so I'm not sure I'm going to do this. But it does have an orange glow on the inside here, so I'm going to try and see what it looks like from a distance. I mean, that's not bad. You also got to put the door... I've got to put the doors in there. So the doors are at this level, so we want to go ahead and do a floor in here. Okay, so now we want the door... Actually, we want to do this as well, because that's... Wait, is that the side? Yeah, we don't want to do that. Alright, doors... Let's see, what kind of doors... Oh, those are definitely the... We're going to use the trapdoor, the fake trapdoors for those. Oops. The reason I use these is because we're going to hopefully have it regioned so people can't open and close these. But they look like a great door. Also look like a chocolate bar, but they also make a great door from a distance. So we've got that. Then we have, there's actually a middle pillar here that's, ugh, it is stone. These are all the different things named stone. I can try, I guess we're just going to have to go with stone bricks. Because that goes across to here. And again, if you look at the picture or look at the video, see how the stone is right there on the inside of the wall as a support or whatever else as a decorative option. And that makes me want to change these now because they're too dark. And they match now with the archway, so we'll do that. Ta-da. Okay, so that's not too bad. Did I build it a little high? I actually think I did. I think I need to bring that down one block. Because as a person is 2 meters high, that would be 1 meter right there. Then another meter right there. So see like how the doors are also 2 meters, so you would notice that's 1, 2, 3 blocks. So the first block, that's got to be down there. So I actually built this too high on the bottom floor. Can I fix that by cheating, or do I have to bring the whole building down? We will see in a moment. Let's see, we'll put the floor in here. Well, we'll just make it this floor. I was going to make it cobble, but Oh, that's another thing. I got to change my cobble texture. Nobody likes it, and even I am not fully sold on it. But yeah. Do I have to lower the arches now? Probably yes. Yeah. Because if we're going with height again, these arches would be technically a half a block over top of the door, and as it stands now, they're a block and a half above them. So yeah, I definitely have to bring everything down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat. This is where World Edit comes in. So we got that. We'll select that. Oh, because I'm everything's in an angle as well, I've got to kind of grab this at a weird. All right, so when you go up here. Let's see what we got. So move one down. Wow, I am a knucklehead. There we go. So now it's moved one down. So now it's just a half a block higher than the door there, and we're at the right level as this guy here. So let's say I am now standing where this guy would be, which is actually right about here. And I'm not convinced about, like, there's something wrong with my fountain. Well, this is outlined based on, again, the blueprint. So the fountain itself looks to be, it looks like it's going to be smaller than I think it or thought it was. And by the way, is it, yeah, it's gray stone, so we'll just go with this. I mean, I almost want to say that is the size of the fountain right there. I'm pretty sure it is, actually. Let's say, yeah, if one of these, sorry, one of these characters here, if I laid him on his side, he would be, yeah, so it would be with three blocks. So that really is actually the width of this. So the mayor's only going to be dunked inside of that one block layer there. Anybody who wants to argue that point, feel free. As a matter of fact, I should probably check chat, but I'm really into this right now. Alright, so yeah, that fixes things a lot. So there's the fountain. Now we gotta build on that. We gotta match those. So we build up the dunking mechanism. Oh look, and because I moved the building, I forgot about this. We have to fix all these now. There it is. And there. God, I love this resource stick or whatever. Okay, sorry. Debug stick I meant, sorry. Let's see. That's about right. I would say that, oh, here, you want to see something fun? Some of you that haven't seen this before. It's our headroom. I don't feel like doing commands to grab heads, so let's say that's a good one right there. So let's grab that, and we'll do /back. Brings us back to it. What I want to do is get a little, oops, I'm supposed to go on top. There we go. Because if you look in the image, there is a little bit of it kind of goes up here. So the best I can do for that, because Minecraft is so limited, is put that up there to give it that embellishment. And again, we don't really have rope yet, so we're going to have to figure out something for rope there. Also, now I have a lot more room for that character to stand right here and pull on the rope. Anyway. Alright, so what are we missing on the side of the building? Looks like we have... Technically that should be the door right there, yeah. But what is that? So, what I'm looking at right now, and I'm sorry, I keep clicking away because my mouse keeps disappearing. This is a door right here. But then there's something right here in front of it. Let me see if I move forward a little bit, if I can see something else. I can't really tell why there would be a balcony there without a awning or anything else. Like, that, yeah, let's back up a little bit. So there's no, it doesn't look like there's a stairwell. See, because we know this stairwell is here. We can see this one here. Like, I can even zoom in. So you can see this stairwell that goes up here and it goes back that way. That, oh, I guess that is the railing for it. No, because I thought these were boxes. I guess that could be the railing for a balcony. Okay. Fair enough. So we need to build up this. And that. And then that balcony would be what level? It would be right below the first level, so we would want to go right here. No, that's right below it. And then we need to build a door there, which is a very bland door, so we're going to use the very bland oak. Alright. You know what, I actually, because I want to put the fake railings here maybe. So I want to break these, and then oops. Boy, that's tough. All right, there we go. And then jerk doesn't want to help me. Oh, you know what I'll do? And let's see. Oh, no. That we go. And then that. There we go. Okay, so the door is ready now. The reason I did that is I want to be able to put some kind of a fence post or a couple of fence posts here. So we'll put, and actually, what were they colored in the video? They're a light color, so we definitely want to go with the birch. And I'm just going to build them kind of like, oops, like that. Oops, there. And get rid of that. And then we're going to hang a banner off of that. It's a, I mean, that almost looks greenish blue, or green, rather. Let's move. Let's see what it does when we move through. If it changes color. It's like a green satin. So do we really want to do a green? I guess we do. We want to keep it realistic. And there you go. There's our green satin and our doorway and our balcony. Just little embellishments like that I'm trying to do. The really tough thing is going to be all this junk around here. Because basically this is, they've looted the city. But we only have this many blocks in front of here. I could sit here and make a bunch of 3D models, or I can do like I did over here, which is grab a few heads, but also throw in some regular, you know, chests like this. Actually, I don't even see a chest there, do I? Yeah, on the left, where the whistler is. So there would be one there, and then one on the right, right next to the guy pulling the rope, so there. And oh, one more chest. See it? Like, oh, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, no. I'm like moving everything around. Come on, there's my mouse. Right here. Actually, technically, this is an open chest here, and then there's a little tiny chest here. So I'm not going to do this as a regular sized chest here, or this one, unfortunately. Oh, because I would love to have an open chest sitting right there. Which would be, okay, so over here we do have a couple of fake chests. So I've got one here. So let's grab that one and put that one in front. This is the one that wasn't open. And then eventually, I thought there was a way, like a long time ago, to take a chest and like put a redstone under it or something and make it open. Because I know that right now with the, like, let's check the debug stick. We got waterlogged, facing, and type, and that's it. So I thought there was a way to keep a chest open. I don't know. We'll have to look into that. We'll leave that one there for now. Actually, I want to move it over one. And then there's just all kinds of other booty strewn throughout. So let's see, what do we want to grab? We'll grab that. Why not? And we'll put that right there. We've got that. I'm just grabbing the heads I've already used in scenes here, which I can put there. Actually, let's give a little bit of an angle. There we go. You know, it wouldn't hurt. Oh, wait. There's another one. A couple more. So we have P. And we bring this over here. Let's see what we got. Yep, more over here. And then that one over here. Just trying to fill it up with nonsense. Let's see. I guess we could put that there. Just to kind of fill it up. So that's, you know, again, one of the limitations of the game I have to deal with. Let's do this too. On the bottom of the building, it absolutely is this material. So let's do that, because I just noticed that in the video. Let's see. All right, that's pretty good for that area. Let me just rewind the video a little bit more. Let's see. Oh, we've got like chairs and stuff over here. So there's an upturned chair here and a bunch of more junk and flotsam and jetsam over there. So let's grab that. Put that there. And if there was an upside down chair, I would say, well, that and that. I mean, that's the best we're going to get out of it. Actually, we can do that, maybe? No, because that looks like a fence. And more lower fit. Oh, where's the cannons? There they are. We'll do that right there. So one of the things we're noticing here is the uplighting on the characters that are standing here lined up. So you see how it's, you can see the light. I mean, it's so obvious right here. What's going on? Okay. So the light is coming straight up here and towards them. So what I'm thinking of right now is I'm pretty sure if let's grab a redstone torch because they don't throw up as much light. I'm pretty sure if I put one there, yep, so I can put one under the chest and it does the uplighting there. And so we've got that lighting. Then we've got another one, which, oh, that's what we need. We need a lantern. Because there's one on the edge. Where are all the lanterns at? I'll be darned. How do I not have lanterns down here? Okay, guess we're going to the heads again. There's another lantern on the side of there that I want to add. So, where are the white lanterns that I was using? I'm probably staring right at it. There are so many heads in front of me. Actually, I'm not. Alrighty then. I guess we're going back. And then we're going up here. And over to the queue. There we are. This is the one I wanted. Alright, back to over here again. The reason I wanted this is if you look, you can see the lantern in front of the guy that's asking him, where's Jack Sparrow? There's a lantern right here on the edge. So right there is the closest we're going to get. I could put it there. Well, I guess that actually, no, that doesn't look bad. Yeah, actually that looks alright. Even though it's hovering a little bit. Again, you're not really seeing that when you're riding the ride. So there we go. So we need to now make that an actual lamp. So we'll do, again, the redstone torch. And since this is behind the scenes, we can throw a carpet over that. We'll do that one. And you'll see that, obviously. Now when you ride the ride, you're going to see that. You're going to be like, where's that carpet? Oh, there it is. But it isn't too visible. Actually, that even helps with looking like the junk that's thrown around. So that's not a bad thing. I'll even throw one there. So there we go. So there's the lighting there. Her window is lit. Is there a way to get rid of that? Yes, there is. So let's put a light up in her window. The mayor's wife's window. Not bad. Even though we don't have a spotlight, at least we've got a light that focuses on that window versus the one over on the left. As a matter of fact, we can even take away on the inside here some of the so that way it doesn't stay as lit on that side. Yeah, see how much darker it is now? I don't know if you noticed the change right there. That was a lot darker. I'm going to check chat, actually. No questions, I guess. I'll check back here soon, though. So let's see. We're also... No, because that does stay a little bit lit, so that's okay. Actually, we'll even... So we can take away some of the lighting there. Oh yeah, see how much... Yeah, so again, we can kind of tweak lighting. That's the great thing about this. And this is all backstage, so nobody sees this normally. But what we're trying to do is give it an atmosphere. And I think that's pretty good. Oh hey, have we been on stream for over an hour? Nice. Because I want to take a break for a minute and go get myself something cold to drink, if that's okay, guys. So what I'll say is I'm gonna pause the stream for a moment. I'm gonna go grab myself a cold drink. I would ask you guys to prep some questions, and I will try to answer them when I get back. So we will see you guys in a few. Thank you very much. Welcome back, everybody. Glad to have you along. Want to welcome all of our viewers that are here from other servers as well, who are deciding to try to keep this video buried. You've actually helped our viewership, so thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. So for those of you that are in the chat, I am ready for questions. I did see some, so let me go over there. Let me go over here, and let's just escape out of there for a moment. So I saw something asked earlier, and it was... So with the one-to-one, Artsy Sky asks, I'm a little interested how the whole process goes. Like, how much does one block equal into the grids? Sorry if that didn't make sense. Haha. So actually it makes full sense. And going back to our grid, let's go ahead and heal, or unheal, and go back to our night vision. To the grid, one block is 1 meter in real life. So that is 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter right there. And so you have to take, when I go to the diagram here, so 26.3 or 26 feet 3 inches. So I'll go, hey Google, how many meters is 26.3 inches? Oops. No. Hey Google, stop. I messed that one up. Hey Google, how many meters is 26 feet 3 inches?
26 cubic feet equals 0.736 cubic meter.
No, that wasn't cubic. Let's try this again. How many meters is 26 feet 3 inches?
26 cubic feet equals...
Why is it giving me cubic feet?
Cubic meter.
Anyway, so let's go Google that, shall we? So we go over here. Let's go to 26 feet 3 inches in meters. And Google will tell us that it is 8 meters. And then I go back to my grid, and that's where I get, because this is the one across here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's my 8 across right there. That's what's giving me my width there. And then I go to how many, let's see, it's just 20 feet. So 20 feet in meters is 6.096, so 6.1 essentially. So what I did here was go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have exactly basically almost exact to the pattern. The pattern by that 0.1 is where you see this right here, which I'm fine with because that is going to be backstage anyway, and so we can lose a little bit of space there and gain it out here. But anyway, so you've got 6 by 8 here for each of the grids, and then each 6 by 8 is right here. So this would be a 6 by 8 right there. And that's how I'm basing all of that. And so that to me now is, this is a 8 meter by 6 meter block in real life. And so I take that 8 by 6 meter block, and I try to put the blocks in there according to that, and that's what all this is here. So to kind of give you an idea of what, how we're doing this. So I hope that helped answer that. Let's go back and check now and see what we have for other questions. We already answered that one. I've seen the Avengers 4 trailer, and I have to say, in a weird way, I expected more from it. Just mentioning that, A-Dash. Is Punky the best coordinator? Yes or yes. He is an amazing coordinator, and I'm very happy to have him on board. I love what he's done lately, and I love that he's been exciting people and doing some great events on creative, getting some builds and stuff going. Zilland, of course, is asking who is Punky, LOL. Eddie Elsmore is saying he's such a good staff member. He has helped me loads. That is great. So again, if you want to ask any questions, feel free. I'm going to try to finish up a little bit here. We've already messed with the lighting, so we're not going to worry too much more about that. What we will do is, since she isn't, so we're going to do this. We're going to fill in the floor, so to speak, because this is where she's going to stand. As a matter of fact, she might even, wow, because she's going to have to be visible from that window. Let's see what I look like from there. Let's go down a little. There we go. So yeah, I wonder if she needs to be that high in the window. No, because technically she's supposed to be that low. And I can't really zoom out any more than that. So Maybe I should put an armor stand up there to kind of see it. Because we want her kind of leaning out of that window. Because she's supposed to be leaning out, holding on to each of the... oh, gosh. Wow, I just went mind blank for a minute there. What are they called again? The shutters. So each of the shutters, she's holding on to those. And as an animatronic, part of the animatronic is actually pulling the shutters closed. Because all they do is lean her on an animatronic back. And her arms retract and she leans back at the same time. So it's like this, and then back, and then out. So we won't be able to do that fully. We'll have to figure out some interesting way of doing that. That'll be interesting. Very interesting. We need a door right there. So we're going to do this one, because it's more old-fashioned-y. Because I know there's a door there, which is part of these stairs. So there we go. Yep, that works for me. It's going to be interesting to see how many people, since we don't have barrier blocks anywhere, how many people make their way down here and run around all the sets. That'll be fun. Okay, so we're going back to the video, and looks like we've got mostly everything there. There does appear to be, there's a chair sitting right up here. So, do we want to put that there? It would be here, but it's a metal chair. So, let's get our iron fence. Or it's a wooden chair, but it has the slats like this iron fence does. And I'm just going to do that, honestly. As an embellishment. See how it kind of matches. So you've got that there, and then now you've got that there. Alright, so moving on. Let's see. So now we've got this area here, which is kind of, now this is off because I had changed that earlier. Let's go there. We've got, boy, that's off a lot. I knew that, so I had originally built this like that, and now I'm seeing that's why, yeah, so this needs to be back to that again. That actually is that right angle. So there's that up there. Wow, that is not a lot of space to do that. And so this angle, this is really not a lot of space to do this. That's one of the other bad things about, actually we want to do that. There we go, because it is kind of like back and so it kind of goes back and behind the building. Let's check the diagram on that. Yeah, so it does. It kind of goes back and behind here. There's a little bit of a walkway here. That's what that is. But this is the angle of that. So we need to make that. Whew, that's going to be tough. Because there's so much detail there that I want to add. This is what stinks about some of these limitations with building with 1 meter size blocks. And it looks like, actually let's go back on the video because I want to get the right height. Alright, so looking at it, okay, so this awning is approximately at the level of the windows. So I would say that the bottom of the awning comes to the bottom there. I would even go a little bit higher and say that it's there. So that bottom, because you're looking at it at an angle. So we need to build that. So let's see. Oh wow, I have it right exactly where it's supposed to be. So now we want to use my prismarine block here, because that is the roof tiles like that one has. And as a matter of fact, that one's going to be up higher because of that. So let's do all of these like that. And get rid of that. And then we want to do that. There we go. We don't really need to do too much there. You know what? I'm actually going to go one higher. Back here. We'll have to see when we get to the other side here how we've got to fix that or not. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So, moving on. This comes up. See, that's one of those weird things there. Because we have this here, which has this archway here, and it's 1 block wide. how do I do that here? Let's see if we can do... I mean, we might have to just sacrifice and do that. And then we can put like a block back here so that it covers that. But I might have to suffice with that. Actually, even better. Just do it like that. Yeah. Yeah, that'll have to do. And then I can make it a little bit bigger by doing that. Oh, that's way better. There we go. Even though we don't have the arch as it stands, we can use that. We can utilize it like that. So next we want to do, there's a door right here. So let's do our old-timey door that we did a minute ago in the other option. And then we need to somehow, actually no, I guess we are going to do that. Do that, and then we have a balcony there. But the balcony goes back a little bit. Let's go to our slabs. We'll grab that one just because it's more of an embellishment. We want to do, so the doorway is midway between that. So there's where we're going to be. And then the door right there, actually. Have to get up in there. There we go. That's better. And there is a iron fence going across there, so we'll grab that from here. Actually, we already have iron fence in our inventory. And then there. Actually, debug stick. Want to do, nope, that one. East, there we go. There we are. Again, we're looking at it at an angle from down here, so it'll still give the appearance of that. We do have, it looks to be a, this would be normally like a bamboo curtain, but we're going to use one of these. We'll do a gray one back there. Right there. And there's a, looks like a red flag of some sort, so we'll do, we'll go do one of these. Actually, can we do it burgundy? No, it's got to be red. That, oops, and there. I'm actually putting it there instead. Yeah, because I like it down there for now. Reason being is I see some vines here too. That's going to be interesting. Can I put vines anywhere? I'm not sure that I can put them directly on any of this. Yeah, there's some. I was hoping to put it on top of here. So what I can do is that. Place 0 vine. No, I'm not happy with that. Let's see here. Let's do this with the vines. No, it didn't stay. Notice it literally, you heard it come in and then disappear. Let's try fast mode. Okay, so there we go. Now I need to be able to move them though, because they're too forward. Half, shape, waterlogged, facing. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong block. Derp. Oh, so I can't even... That is funny. So let's try this again. Undo. Place spline 1. Nope. So what is it then? Okay, what is the... I want to go to here. Let's get the... If we can still use the item number. Vine Minecraft item number. There's a way to use it with okay, so ID is, it looks like 106, yeah. So let's try that. 106. There it is. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. All right, now let's try it with the 1. And that's still the regular one. Let's try 3. Nope. There it is. We got it. Now it's on the right spot. So sometimes you have to, even though in new Minecraft it's spelled vine, it's spelled out as vine. You can use the item numbers on Spigot because they are backwards compatible. And if you use the damage values, which is the 1 through 16 on some blocks don't even go that high. But if you use the damage values, it gives you the facing item. So now I've got my vines up there. And let's go back here. Let's go a little bit more forward. Uh-oh, we paused. Come on, video, catch up. There we go. Okay. Ooh, wow. Okay, so we've got we've got another lantern there, so we'll grab one here. Looks like to be about, actually about there. And then we have like a little bush slash tree. So what we're going to do is build our pathway. Which, by the way, I wonder if that pathway goes higher. I've got to check on that in a moment here. That pathway might go up higher towards the building. Well, technically it kind of does. Not by much, because if you see him, he's staying in a walkway or a stairwell that goes up to here. Which we need to do that real quick. Which kind of stairwell is that? It's kind of dark, so we'll use these. And it only really goes up one, and we'll do that. But there's like a doorway right here with an arch as well, but we can't really do the arch fully. We can do, actually no, we can do it like that. And then we have to do some darkness behind it. I need to grab some black blocks. And then there it is. Actually, that's all I needed, not those. Okay, so that archway, and then there's a light behind it. I don't know that I want to do that. I should be able to, though. It's going to be tough. Alright, let's add some flooring. Let's do our light. Oh, yeah, well, you know why? Because we can actually add light here for both that lantern that's there and the light that's supposed to be shining in between these. So we've got that now, which means we need to do a lighter color anyway right there. Let's do that again that we did earlier. Give it that glow. And then the doorway, what do we want to use for a door? I think that's the, yeah, that's that one. Let's check and see what that is. No, because they're gray. The doors are like a gray color. So I guess we're going to have to go with the boring oak trapdoor again. Alright, so we've got that light up there. There was another light in here that I didn't get. So let's do that one real quick. And we'll check it out under, we'll heal ourselves in a minute here and check out the how well it looks, or how good it looks rather. There we go. Alright, let's do a quick heal and see where we're at on that. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm almost thinking there's too much light over here. Did I use a regular torch? No, I didn't. It's supposed to look like this is the lit up thing though, so that's the problem there. I don't like the way that does that, so I guess we're gonna have to do another one of these. And that, and then get rid of that one. Yeah, that's gonna be better. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's way better. And then we have a palm tree. What? There's a palm tree coming up right there. Let's go back and heal ourselves. Or give ourselves night vision again. That palm tree is interesting. It comes up right at the roof level there. So we can probably start it right here. And it leans over quite far. Let's go back in the video. So it's right at the top level of this building. So we'll do it right about there. And then let's do our slabs. We'll pick that one. And grab some leaves. Which the spruce leaves have kind of that look. We only need a really small tree. I mean, that's it. That's really the most embellishment we need to do to that. And we didn't do the roof on this building anyway, so let's grab that real quick. And I think, let's even go back in the video again. Yeah, so that's going to be the same kind of roof this building has right here. You can see the little loops there or whatever. So we need to just come off this one. And I'm going to go up a little higher. Since this is up higher, it's going to look better in an angle to do it like that. See what I mean? So you can actually see the levels of the roof up there. Even when you're back here, it doesn't look like it's, you know, that much higher, but it gives it that embellishment and makes it look a little more realistic. So let's go back to heal. And that's right, because yeah, you can barely see it in the light, the roof there, and you can barely see it in this one as well. So again, I'm being very specific about the lighting, very specific about as much as I can the coloring, and trying to do as much detail as possible so that it just has that realism. Again, we're limited, unfortunately, by the by Minecraft's 1 meter by 1 meter blocks, but with what we have, and especially because of 1.13.2, oh my goodness, it is so much better, and we have so many more blocks. I have so many blocks I can still texture that I haven't yet. Let's take a little bit of a second and check the chat and see what you guys are talking about over here. Alright, so Dino is such a good CM. Yeah, I agree. Dino. I keep saying Dino. I don't know why. I think it's like Dean Martin. I don't know. 3 meters equals 1 block? No, it is one block is 1 meter. The reason that you know that, and another reason to know that, is the average male human is what Notch had based our characters on, is 2 blocks high. So as you see, I'm standing next to 1 block over here. If I was, let me go forward. There we go. So if I was 2 blocks high in real life, then yeah, 2 blocks is, so I would be approximately 2 meters tall in real life. So therefore each block is 1 meter. Let's check the chat again. 1 meter equals 1 block, 1 to 1, yep. Thank you for making the server, ZB says. I have a reason to play Minecraft for the first time in years. Awesome. I can't wait for you to come on and check out the Magic Kingdom. Rosemary says, give Punky and Dino free chocolate. I would also like some of that free chocolate. Okay, so moving on. So we've got a basis for this. Again, so the thing with it, like, you know, with building something like that area there, let me just fast forward a little. There we go. So building this area here, it's kind of pushed back there, but I still want it, you know, like I still want these little embellishments. As a matter of fact, look, I forgot that. So let's get that real quick. I'm going to heal or affect myself again. So over here, right about here, oh, yeah, that was dumb, we're going to put some grass down. Actually, we'll do some podzol so it isn't so noticeable with the green. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to throw a fern, a tall fern up here to add to that. And then we have to fix our lighting that we just destroyed. And back to there. There we go. So we do have that bush or whatever that was there. Right there. And then we have another box, another box. Wow. Wait, actually we've got this one, but we need to push it back, it looks like. So we'll push that one back one. We have a barrel there, so let's grab our barrel block. That one goes, where was that? Right around here, I want to say, right in front. Yeah, to the left of the walkway. So like right about there. Nope. I was right the first time. Alright. And that's a walkway up. So we already got the stairwell up, which is the best we're going to do. Because again, 1 meter equal, you know, a human's 2 meters. Well, that would be 1 meter right there. So we can't really put a 2 meter high walkway up into that building. There's a little bit of an awning there. Don't want to miss. So let's grab that. Where is it? It's like here, I want to say. So we're starting to build this building, which is the two. Oh, wow, it's at an angle. Alright, so that and that actually is part of that building. Oh, that is right. So, okay, remember when I did this earlier where these were like this and this, I think? And I said the angle was wrong because we had to be able to build this in here. I was right, because this is straight across and straight up and down, and so is this. So this actually can be possibly there. Actually, I'm going to push that back. Oh, it is pushed back. So there we go. Because that's where Jack is standing right here. But the building's, yeah, anyway. So we've got this building here, and there's Jack. Technically, that walkway, or that stairwell starts down here, but we're going to leave it there because it's only 1 block high. What we can do, though, is actually move it forward 1. We'll compromise and we'll do that. There we go. Like my bubbles? I like my bubbles. Okay. So this building looks to be the same as, like, kind of like this cobblestone. Let's see. Yeah, that's really interesting texture. I don't know that I have a block that's very much like that. That's iron ore. Oh, that's the darker one. That's why. What do we have that kind of matches that? And you know what, actually? Right down here. I could use this, which is this block here. But I think it makes more sense to use the same block as the cobblestone road. That has a closer texture to what that is there. So we would build that up. Wait, what's the bottom look like? Let's go forward a little bit. So the bottom is the other block. So that's what we'll do there. And we'll do the same on this side, since they essentially match. And then I'd almost say, how wide is this one? This one's 5 wide and so is this, okay. I'm almost willing to bet that there is an angle, but it comes out that way. It is, okay, alright. So I goofed on that, I admit it. So let's give that there. And then, okay. Let's do that and that. Okay. This also makes sense because these stairs felt a little bit, right here, they felt a little bit crowded earlier. Okay, that makes me feel better, even though the front isn't as angled. I can try that. Yeah, because we need to be able to match everything up. So let's try. I just want everything to be at the correct angles and have all the right embellishments and all the right decor. That's interesting. I never paid attention to how red that is in there. That's going to be fun. So we don't want to do these blocks. Let's see. I'd go with this, pink terracotta. Because remember too, it's going to be dark in this area, so this will darken up nicely. there's windows on either side there. So let's start building up. Remember too, again, I'm going to pay attention to questions pretty soon here. So if you have any, kind of throw them out there in the chat. And the window is, it's at the second block up. So I would say that should be okay, because yeah, he's 2 blocks high, so the second block, okay, so that makes sense there. So we can do that to solidify that window. Actually, it goes up pretty high, doesn't it? Let's go back. Oh gosh. Go forward. Nope. Oddly, yeah, it's a weird thing about angles in this game. I almost feel like that should be out further this way, the way it looks in the video, but anyway. We're going to have to go with that on the height, and the window is an orange glass, so what we'll do is do orange glass. But we need to put the iron fences on the front of that. And I can do, again, this. Oops. Let's see, north is that way. Alright, so all the south ones there. And this would be west. That is not as good as I was hoping. Actually, no, that's not bad. Yeah, you'll ride by it, and there'll be a little separation, but that's okay. That can be handled. So we got the orange glass in the window, and that'll happen on both sides, but the other side is higher. How much higher? It would be starting at the 3rd block. So 1, 2, 3, yeah. So that's where it would be. Again, orange glass. We'll go ahead and do it like that. And then our iron fences should be about right, yep. So as you can remember, when we first started, basically all that was done was this here. Now we've started that, and just in the past couple of hours, we've gotten all this done here, and we're still continuing. We're gonna build this up. We're probably gonna end up breaking away a lot of these blocks. We'll see, because as I saw, there was some dark oak wood in this hallway. So going back to that, yeah, so there's borders of dark oak wood going across the top here and up to the door. So the door is going to be right about here, which we want to grab the old-timey door, and that goes actually right there. And then we want to try to do, so let's go to slab. Let's do dark oak. And there's one there, and then that's basically that's all we can do. And then on the front of the building, or actually up there, yeah, we need to do these, which makes me wonder if nope, I'm at the right height, because these come down. Actually, we don't even go that far out. Should be okay there. I don't know how we're going to throw underwear on top of that roof. We'll have to see. That'll be interesting. There is a light inside of there. So let's grab one of those. Right about there. Whoa, come on. Really? There we go. And since that is a light in there, well, I don't know that I want to do lighting in there, but what we can do is instead of doing it right here, we can build down. So another trick to lighting is you can take away some of the lighting by going down a bit further. And then we'll do this. And then now we're in that lighting tunnel, so to speak. So what I can do is maybe put it way down here and see what that looks like from out here. And so that's not quite lit up enough, so we can raise it up higher. We don't want it too lit, like we don't want it as a focus area. Oh, that's way better. I'd almost say, wow, I almost wish I could do that, but that's too lit up. I'm going to raise that up one. I'm okay with that. Almost looks like there's a light too. Well, there's a light in the window here. So we want to do something under it. There we go. Where'd I go? Oh wow, that looks great. Yeah, I like that. Same thing here. We want to build it down low so it shines up. We can build around it so it doesn't get anything, doesn't light up any of the other areas around it. There we go. That might even be, oh my god, that's perfect. Look at that. So you've got this light in the window here, and now you've got that light in the window there. That looks great. I'm happy with that. I don't know about you guys. So, alright. Let's give our night vision back. Go up a little bit higher here. Alright, and I think we're going to go back to the video that had the lights turned on and they were escaping evacuation, because there we go. Alright, so that's the building, that's the window that I just lit up, and this is the side of that. So that's a really tall tower. So we really need to build that up. Well, thank you, Laner. You just made it onto the video, too. Laner is walking around the Magic Kingdom for the first time in, as they said, a week or so, and it's amazing how much we got done in that amount of time. And I'm amazed, too. I can't believe that this cast really came together recently to... They've been doing these amazing builds together, like group builds, and it's just... they've gotten so much done. It's incredible. Alright, so that tower needs to be taller and taller and taller. Let's look at that video again. Wow, that is really tall. That's up to the roof almost. It's also almost as tall as this is, which, yeah, we're getting actually pretty close to that. But again, we need that same tiled roof that we have on these buildings. So we don't want to go all the way to the ceiling, because guess what? Look, there's my ceiling. That's the top of the building right there. Alright, I'm going to stop there because I don't want it to be too much taller than the other tower there. Matter of fact, no, I'm going to leave it that tall. I was going to say I might bring it down a little bit. I'm going to go with that, yeah. Oh, hello. We need to add more to you. rid of that. It's funny because I don't know why I'm completing completing some of these that are up here that where people can't see them. I did forget to get this. Okay, much better. And then the side of the building has a bunch of awnings here, or not awnings, but actually, you know what? We don't even have to destroy anything off of there. All we need to do is put oak trap doors. How high is that? Yeah, that goes up a little. There's another one that goes above this window. So where's the window end? So we go there, I think. Yeah, it's as close as we're going to get to there. And then one way up here. And we have it as close as we can get there. I might even... Yeah, I like that. All right. And then this goes back. It looks like there's... Is it that high? Yeah, it's as high as that. You can see that right there in the video. Right above the donkey's head. So that does go back there. Again, let's heal ourselves and look at this in the weird lighting. So we've just come around the corner from the fight to the dunking scene. That's pretty good. I'm going to have to do a lot more embellishment here because remember there's a lot of stuff around Jack. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to end up bringing those buildings forward a little bit because I'd pushed them back when I was trying to do the angle correctly. I'm pretty happy with that. We've been streaming now for a little over 2 hours. What I'd like to do is go back to... Well, first, let me see if I can fix my chat. There we go. Good. So now instead of every time I come through or come out of here, I go to the game menu. Wow. So this is a great shot right here. All right. So let's check out the chat and see what we have. Anybody have any questions? I'm actually amazed that everybody's just been kind of like watching without actually asking anything. I'm hoping that this has been interesting for you guys. It's definitely been fun for me. I've got a lot going on today, so I'm not going to be streaming much longer, so I just want to let you know that. So if you want to get your questions, get them in now. I have to do some training of our cast members. We've got some brand new cast members that came on board this week. We have new cast members coming on all the time, so keep an eye out for applications. We did mention that character applications will be opening very soon. I'm not going to say again when we're opening, but that should give you an idea that we're getting close. So yeah, any other questions you guys have before I end the stream today, I'd be happy to answer. Why are dogs cool? I don't know, because they're nicer than cats. That would be my best answer. Cats are just, you know, aloof. When will the server open to the public, the Pilot Gamer asks. And as I stated, we're not setting the specific date or announcing the date right now. Our goal is before Christmas, let's say that. So, you know, now that kind of warns other servers. They're like, oh, we gotta get our stuff ready now too. But no, we're just not announcing it for a couple of reasons, but that's because we'd rather not be like, okay, we're opening on this day and then be 1 to 2 days behind on builds and be like, okay, we have to cancel or whatever. So I don't want to do that. So yeah, we're gonna try to open as soon as possible, definitely before Christmas, so that way we can all ring in the new year on the server. So again, any questions you guys might have? I've had a lot of fun with this today. We got a lot done. Will you be able to see the Wishes fireworks from the Contemporary? Unfortunately, that's a limitation of Minecraft, not our server. We have heard that some people are like, no, you can do it. No, you can't do it. Not rationally in a good way. That's gonna, when you have 200 people on a server, or 400 or 600 or 800, whatever. When you have hundreds of people on the server, if you're trying to do render distances for, well, you got to figure the contemporary. Let's do that real quick. Let's actually do that. Let's go to outside. Let's go over to the castle. All right. And I'm in the back of the castle. Let's go to the front of the castle. Now, let's go all the way to the contemporary. But I'm going to actually, the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to load it. I want to do backstage and everything. So let's go backstage. The trucks are in. So we're backstage now. We're behind Tomorrowland. That's Buzz Lightyear. That's Carousel of Progress. The reason I'm doing this is I'm going to load the map. I'm loading the map on purpose because I want you to see how far we can visualize to the park. Actually, let's go over here because I want to load. There we go. Let's get Space Mountain in there. And now keep loading the map, keep loading chunks. Oh, hey, look. Can you see a room? I think you can. Yeah. Look, all the rooms. Ooh, ah. Okay, so now we're here. Oops, let's go ahead and load these chunks too. This just looks junky. There we go. And let's say we're standing here in the room. Well, yeah, even there, that's so far. Look at that. So I can't even, I have, here, actually, I may have turned it down. Let me do my render distance insane. There it is right there. So even with render distance insane, there's the castle in the white. That right there, the dark thing is the Tomorrowland, the rockets. There's the castle right there. Let's just keep going back. Like I'm halfway between the castle and the contemporary. So there's the castle, there's a contemporary, there's Space Mountain. As you can see, if I go as far as the contemporary, I can't even fully see the castle. So like that white, so there would be almost no way. What is going on there? That is bizarre. I never noticed that before. That's funny. Oh, it's for the, yeah, for something. Anyway, so you can't even see, even on, I've got 48 chunks loaded on my options. Go back to that real quick because I've got Optifine. Your normal is going to be 32. Or 32, yeah, 32 chunks are going to load. And now I just unloaded all the chunks, but oh well. So even if you had 48 chunks loaded, you still couldn't even see the castle from the contemporary. And even if we had fireworks going off behind the Space Mountain, it's just too far for a particle to render. Like I would love nothing more than for somebody to be sitting in their room over here, going back to contemporary again. Let's go up here like we're in a room, and there's Space Mountain supposed to be there. Let's go back over here. I would love nothing more than people to sit here and see this fireworks over that, but even look at how cloudy it looks from here. So particles wouldn't be acceptable from that distance. There's just almost no way possible for that to happen. Another good example would be if you're on the Seven Seas Lagoon at the Polynesian Village and trying to watch the fireworks as well. Just not, unfortunately, because of the limitations of Minecraft. I wish our server could do something different with that. But unfortunately, yeah, that's just not a possibility. Oh, hi, meet and greet. So, any other questions before I skedaddle? Let's check that chat. So what we got here? Will you be able to see the wishes? Okay, yep, there we go. And then Laner definitely says the same thing. You can see the castle for contemporary, but entities entities wouldn't render for that. Entities are the particles that are in the game. So when you jump and you see the little splash on the ground, or you know, that's an entity even. But a firework is definitely an entity, and those can only be seen. I want to say 16 chunks is the most or the farthest they can be seen. Something to that effect. Because, oh, here's a good example. Let's go back again. So if I'm in front of the castle right now, these flags, as you can see here on each turret on either side of the castle. Now, if I start flying backwards into Main Street, you'll watch them. See, they just disappeared. There they are again. Those are entities. So they disappear when I'm this far away. That's not even 16 chunks or whatever, but it's more like 3. And if I keep going back, you'll see these ones disappear. Boom. Now, if you watch this fountain, see how the fountain is visible. If I keep going back, those are particles the same as fireworks would be. You can still see them there, still see them there, still see them there. And I mean, you can't even make them. I can zoom in. Yep, they're still going. Let me see if I can even see them from down here. Yeah, alright. So I guess the particles are still visible from further away. I'm trying to go back here. Still seeing them, still seeing them. Okay, so that's weird. There. Well, no, I thought